Well, we used to know that family, but the whole family went crazy.
Welcome to today's Crazy America podcast. If you're new here, then Crazy America is a chronicle of the everyday mayhem and madness across our great land. So press the subscribe button below to sign up for our regular updates. Now, today, folks, we're going to talk about a pretty remarkable story that's been getting a huge amount of national attention. And it's the story of a man who brazenly stole from a San Francisco Walgreens this week. He did it in full view of security staff and other store employees. He did it very nonchalantly. In fact, none of the store employees and the security staff that were watching him, none of them lifted a finger to stop this thief, although they did film him, and it was a pretty remarkable story at that. So I'm joined by Ollie Sibley, as usual, who can give us more details. Ollie, tell us what happened.
Well, Reese, it's a pretty shocking story, and we'll come on to why it is and why it's getting so much national attention in a minute. But first of all, let's go over the basic facts. So, shoplifting is normally a crime characterized by stealth. You don't want people to see you're doing it, right? But this guy, he just walks into the Walgreens with a garbage bag, and this is a big garbage bag at that. He also brings his bike, and he rests his bike against the shelves in the aisle, and then he just starts stuffing as much stuff from the shelves as he can into that garbage bag. I reckon if he had an extra pair of boots, he would have been filling those too. But the craziest part of this, Reese, is that the whole thing is captured on video. The security guards just stand there filming this guy, and they don't even make a move to try and stop him. For the thief's part, he just goes about his business with no sense of urgency, and then he just rides out of the door on his bike when he's done. Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, that is extraordinary, Ollie. You can see why this has got so much attention. Now, folks, as you all know, or as regular followers of this podcast know, we don't do politics at Crazy America. However, we've got to say, you can imagine people speculating as to what this kind of behavior means for law and order and for society. And I think that's obviously why this story's been getting a lot of attention. So is this the new normal, Ollie, do you think?
Well, Reese, sadly, it may well be. I mean, certain cities like Chicago now, the police aren't even allowed to chase criminals on foot, even if they catch them in the act, which is just crazy. And, when cops do get involved in these situations, we know how badly it can go for them, especially, in this day and age when everything is being filmed. So if you're a poorly paid security guard at a San Francisco Walgreens, you may just hold your hands up and say, I don't want to get involved. Why risk, my life, my freedom, just because this guy's after a few packets of Johnnies and some hairspray.
Well, Ollie, I think I should add an editorial note for our non-English listeners. I think Johnny's are condoms, but it's a point. It's a point well made, and it's certainly a crazy situation. And we thank you forever for being on top of the story, shall we say, and for providing your perspective. The problem here, folks, is moral hazard, and that's not a term we generally throw about at Crazy America. But basically what it means is that if people see this kind of thing going on, they see someone filling their boots and people doing nothing, they're going to think, fuck it, why don't I go and fill my boots or my garbage bag at Walgreens too? So we'll have to see whether they catch this guy and what kind of punishment he gets. But you know what? I wouldn't hold your breath on that. Well, that's all we have time for today, folks. But do be sure, again, to hit that subscribe button, and Crazy America will be back again very soon.